uh, Welcome back to Blast Process 4. I have with me here Starbird, who's going to play East 3 Wanderer from Yeats. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello and good evening and good night. Yeah, good night. I'm done. You're just going to be watching the screen for the next 45 to 50 minutes as I snore in your ear.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. I'm hijacking the stream from the. Yeah, I'm making it easy for everybody at this point. This is an ASRM stream now. I'm kidding. My name is Starbird. I am going to attempt to run East 3 for the first time ever. I've never run this game before in my life. Uh, and no, I'm just very rusty at it. Hopefully I'll do well and hopefully be able to answer the questions. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. There is no salami in this game, as unlike my run earlier today, earlier yesterday, because today is Sunday now. So other than that, I can start whenever. I think. Are you ready on timer?
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we will go in 3, 2... Oh, wait. Okay, let's try it now. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Alright, so basically, Al's spaceship crashed on Earth, and, his... Wait, I'm playing the wrong game, aren't I? Good grief, I'm still stuck at 8 o'clock this morning. Alright, let me flip through my notes. I gotta figure out what game I'm playing. East 3. Okay, East 3. It's been so long since I have actually read the story of this game. I honestly don't remember what the story is about. I do know this. It is the third game in the East franchise. There are 2 letters in the name of the title. I used to call it Wise, until I actually played the TurboGrafx version when they actually corrected my pronunciation of it. A little trivia fact there. So unlike the first 2 East games, this actually goes into a side-scrolling gameplay, kind of like Zelda 2 in a way. This game was also released on the Super Nintendo. A lot of people probably played the Super Nintendo version. This game is better, and I will show you why. The first reason why is we can actually move fast. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna break this game like right off the bat, and hopefully I won't die right off the bat. So the first thing we need to do, normally you would actually buy a amulet. Let's see, yes. So I apologize. I have actually not played this in a while, so my menuing's a little slow. So we're actually buying an amulet right off the bat, and normally when you actually start this game you want to buy a sword, shield, and armor, and in this particular game you actually can't even see your equipment unless you actually have one of each piece of equipment, but we're buying the magic amulet, and we're going to show you why. Pay very close attention as to one of the many reasons why, aside from the soundtrack, why the Genesis version of the game is superior to the Super Nintendo version. First things first, though, we are making a backup save because this first dungeon, the first screen of the dungeon can still wreck me, and where I am rusty on this, it would surprise me if I get wrecked, like, right off the bat. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment as I try and get through this without getting touched, because much like in the first 2 East games, this is still one of those games where you get hit. It's basically one of those games where it is, how do I want to describe it? Oh shoot, I missed that one. So I'm gonna go here, use the amulet, 1, go back, do it again, 2, and we're gonna go back, recharge the screen, and 3 times. So boom, I am now at max level and max everything. And I'm just now wiping out everything. So, and I apologize if my speech stutters a little bit. I am like on no caffeine and no sleep at this point. So like in every East game, basically you're taking damage on a frame basis. So this game's no exception. But with the trick we just did, the amulet, what it does is it basically kills all enemies on the screen. So what you do with the amulet is you go to the second screen in this dungeon, and you use the charge. You exit and come back and use the charge again. And you exit, come back, and use the charge. And what happens is the annual only has 3 charges. So you use the 3rd charge, and the game doesn't know what to do. I'm at that point. It needs to not only destroy the item, but it also needs to level you up because you'll have gained enough experience to level up. So it underflows you to a point where you now have max HP, max experience, max ring power, max gold. Yeah, you just, your name's not Adel anymore. It's just Max. You are the hero of Shining Force at this point. So basically, and you may notice I'm killing everything at this point. Even though you don't have any equipment, you can actually just hold the attack button, and the game still detects that you actually have a sword swinging in front of you. And you'll notice as I'm kind of even walking up to him a little bit, you'll notice just a short... Well, I kind of let go of it. Come on, work with me, game. Thank you. Thank you. Some of the platforming in this game is still a little tricky. Alright, so we're going to come upon our first boss, and... hi, Durin. Here I come. Yep, you're coming. And we're just going to stand here, and we just shook his hand. And we're going to grab the sword, because we need to grab the sword to advance, which we're not even going to use. It's a long sword. Let's see. So, basically, that's the big glitch of this game, and why the Genesis version is a lot friendlier to speedrun than the SNES version. Another reason why I liked picking this one up a lot better, and I think I still am very partial to the Genesis sound chip for this game compared to the SNES. I mean, I do think that the SNES version has a good soundtrack as well, but there's just something edgy about the sound chip for the Genesis for this one. Alright, so now that we beat the first boss, we're gonna hopefully not get bonked by slime. We're gonna ignore that chest. That's actually a fetch quest item to get the defense ring. Not really helpful in a speedrun setting. Let's see, can I actually get a good drop here? Nope, I don't even remember where my drops are. Alright. So yeah, you'll, so the other thing, so at this point, the game is just very movement heavy, and let's just hope I don't die at this point again, because you actually still can die here in one shot. So... Okay, that's what if you actually run into him, you still can die, even at max level. So I decided to play it a little careful there. If I was smart, I actually would have saved it, but, you know, when I'm running on 3 brain cells... Oh, there's the 4th one. I found it. You tend not to think of these things, so we did what we had to. We rescued the mayor. He's right there. Not to be confused with the horse. That's the mayor, not the mayor. Alright. So, anyway, that chest that we passed was a fetch quest item to get the defense ring. Not necessary in a speed run. If you're first learning the game, you can get the speed run. You can get the speed run. What was I saying? You can get the you can get it for the speed run. It's not necessary though. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go get ourselves some equipment since we got money. We're gonna get a broadsword. Yep. And the reason we're doing this is because we are going to be coming up on some places where we want a little extra defense and a little extra attack power. And plus at the same time, where we're already maxed on money, we want to try and use up some of that money anyway. Because we're going to be replenishing it, which is the far back one. And we open up the next dungeon with this little cutscene here, and this is where I take a drink of water. Ah, yes, water. So, one thing about, I do want to mention about text boxes in this game is that you don't want to continuously mash because there's basically a certain window of when you can actually advance the text. It's almost like you'll hear like a ding when the text finishes. That's when you can hit your button to advance it. If you keep mashing it, then you actually could lose time in just mashing alone. So, other than that, I might be quiet a little bit just so we can hear the banging soundtrack. Although it might actually help if I remember where I was going. I just realized something. I just really realized something. This really shows how not awake I am. There we go. That's a little bit better. I mean, it's not that it really mattered this particular day. I was just like, wait a second. Why am I not seeing my sword at this point? I should be seeing my sword and my equipment. It's like, did I forget? Oh yeah, I forgot to equip everything. Ah, that happens. That definitely happens. So aside from this first part of the game being very movement heavy and trying not to get caught up on enemies, the other part is trying to take the least amount of damage as possible. The reason being is even though you get a refill... Oh no, that's not where I want to go. See, this is where I'm getting confused already. Okay. Even though you get a refill at the end of a boss fight, it takes time to refill your HP. And again, because of speedrun, you don't want to take that much time. So the less damage you have to worry about, the better. So again, I will be quiet just so we can enjoy the awesomeness that is this soundtrack. And my favorite part of this level. Alright, so let's see if I can actually get the quick kill on it, if I can actually remember it. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, I didn't get it. So, normally you saw those little flame bursts there. Usually you count 10. And at 10 you wait a moment, jump, and then you can downstab and you can get that that fire dragon down in one shot. That is usually the quick kill. I waited a little too long. So now the backtrack, which, while coming to that dragon with these fire snakes, I call them, is fun, returning from them is not. I do not like returning from them because it's a constant wall of hit, and I don't like being hit. I've had enough of that in my life. Alright. So yeah, again, a lot of the speed tech in the first part of the game is just optimizing movement, especially in the mines and the volcano, where you get so many jagged rocks, and it's easy to kind of get your foot caught up on a rock, and that's technically what I like to call being a rock blocked at that point. And again, optimize how much you're being hit and where your footing is. And at that point, you can get still a fairly good time. Alright, so you need to defeat the dragon, get the statue to make this go away, and you can cross to get out of the volcano. There's still a few scenes left, but we do need to get through. That's the problem you have with fire snakes in real life, is when you're coming towards them. Yeah, that tends to be a real problem. Although if you're having a problem with fire snakes in real life, boy, I don't know where you're living, but I don't want to live there. It makes me glad fire snakes do not exist up here in the Northeast. Alright. Actually, fire doesn't exist much until the winter. Although there's plenty of campfires. This is a pretty camp-heavy state, so... I was gonna say, fire exists quite a bit up here. It's either a campfire or a wood stove, one or the other. Yeah, I was gonna say, in Australia it's been crazy. It's been a year, we'll just put it that way. Alright, Stairway to Freedom. Alright, so I took a little more damage than I'd like. Well, we meet up with our love interest, and this is Cutscene Heaven, as I like to call it. We get another drink. And we get more music. And more random people will never know, because again, I haven't bothered to read the script of this game in forever. All I know is there are people trying to revive an ancient evil. It's, you know, RPG cliche number 723.4. It's that exact one. Look it up in the RPG cliche book. I'm sure there's a book on Amazon about it somewhere. It's gotta be. Alright. So, yada yada yada, be careful. Get in there. Alright, so we're coming up on the last boss of this dungeon. Do 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 do. I just get bored and I jump to the music. Do 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 do. Alright, so this boss is another easy one. So you come down here. You just duck here, 1, 2. That actually manipulates him to come down, and you can just go into his hitbox and jump slash like that. Or down slash, I should say. So ducking in that corner, what that does is it causes the dragon to come lower towards you. He basically won't go any lower than he needs to. He basically detects your basically where your head is, and stays a certain amount away from that. So you get into the corner, you duck, you wait a little bit until he stops flying. Then you can hop on that rock and just jump into his hitbox, down slash, and he's dead. Very simple strategy. Works every time, except when it doesn't, but it works every time. So in the next part, we are actually coming up on quite possibly the toughest dungeon in the game, I'd say, as far as movement goes. It's definitely not the toughest dungeon of the game, but it is the most frustrating movement-wise. Because there's a lot of jagged edges, there's a lot of tight jumps, and, well, you'll see why. Because basically we're going to return to the mines, and there's plenty of tight jumps to it. Alright, so we talked to the mayor again. I love how the volcano effect and underwater effect are so similar. Yeah, they did pretty well still. What was this, 1990? Yeah, we'll agree to it. 1990, 1991, something like that. It's an old game. God, I say 1990, 1991. It's like, oh, I feel old. If I say this game's old and I'm older than this game, that means I'm old, right? Right? Oh, I feel old. Alright, so we get the time ring where I don't think we use it. I don't recall. God, it's been so long. Like I said, it doesn't show. It just shows how much I don't play the game anymore. I had such a busy day. I was gonna actually make a practice run of this game earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. I blame the cats. I totally blame my cats. So we're going back in here, and this screen doesn't scare me anymore. It's like, huh. Like, you just want to bonk me for one this time? That's fine. Yeah, the only thing at this point that these guys can cost you is just time, because if they do hit you, then they can push you back, and you do lose a couple frames that way. I don't know the exact number because I'm not, I don't count like that. So we do need this though. The power ring is quite important. I'm old in this game as well. Yes, this one did exist, Turbo Gilman. This is actually, in my opinion, still the better of the East game, just because of the massive glitch 5 minutes into the game. Alright, so again, this is a very hilly and very movement heavy. As you can see, I bonked up there and I missed that jump. So this is very easy to lose time on, especially if you go for PB, and I have lost a lot of time to this dungeon before. Now there is something that you can grab. You don't necessarily need it, but finishing a run will grabbing this to finish a run is actually quite beneficial. So we grab the crystal. This will allow us to get the serum, which gives us it's an item that we can use to recharge ring power, which we will need on the final boss. If you're really good at ring power management, then you won't need it, but that requires you to be good, and I have never once in my life claimed to be good at video games. Alright, so we go this way. And we don't need that chest, that's just story fodder. Fall down here. Alright. Down this way. Alright, so we do here, and across here. Up. I'm at least thankful for one thing, that this game is actually quite linear, and there's not really a lot to get lost in. And this boss is another easy one. If you get hit by this orange thing, you get sent back. You basically get sent back to that little hill to the left of the screen. It doesn't really do any damage, it's just annoying and a time waste. You can equip the power ring, but a couple jump slashes and you should be fine. So after that is the escape from the mine, and this is where I would say runs go to die, but I forget we also have Valestein Castle, which is also where runs go to die. Oh, and I didn't make the chasm jump. So chasm jump is one place where you can lose a couple seconds too. It's pretty tight. It can be done though, it's just you have to be really specific. There's a couple places up here that are coming up. You'll probably see me bonk a few times. And there's another one coming up, and I'll show you where. Alright, so right here, this is really tight as well. Okay, I made it through, and here's a frame perfect jump. Okay, there we go. That was a frame perfect clip through there. And when I say frame perfect, I mean you have a 60 frame out of a 60 frame window in order to execute that trick. So it is literally frame perfect. In other words, you can't miss that one. All you gotta do is basically just crouch and then jump through it. You can't miss it. I could have done that one blind. Alright, so we escaped the mines. Unfortunately, I did miss the chasm jump, but we don't have to go to the mines anymore. So at this point, we actually we talk to the mayor one more time and it unlocks the mountains. But this is the point we actually also buy our items. And because we got the crystal, so we can actually now buy the serum. But we can also get ourselves some harb, which I love the spelling errors in this game as well. So buy some harb. So we'll buy some harb. We'll buy the Boscha serum, and we'll also buy another amulet. The mirror we don't need, and the necklace, we will get the necklace eventually, but It's just too expensive right now. We'll have enough by the end of the game, though. Alright, that's the old lady's house, and we go back in here. Alright, and more cutscene thrillers. Perfect time for donation. Oh wait, we're not donating today. Donate to... Who should we donate to? Donate our thoughts. God, I'm really tired if I'm coming up with stuff like this at this point. Alright, Mayor's talking more stuff. It's like, take this letter to my friend who's a hermit in the mountains, yada yada yada. I say yada a lot, evidently. Must be a northern thing. Alright. So we get the ladder, we can go to the mountains now. So the difficulty starts climbing a little bit, but it's still not that difficult. Enemies at this point are gonna stop taking damage. And again, the cliffs are gonna be quite difficult to... The enemies... Oh wow. Come on, buttons, work with me. Some of the enemies here will not get killed in one shot. Some will, others won't. And once we enter the cave, you'll see that's actually quite apparent. Right through here. Yeah, so we're at a point our sword's actually underpowered for this particular dungeon. And I just bonked into that because I jumped right into a stalactite. Or was it a mite? I can't remember. Alright, so we didn't take that much damage, thankfully, because this is actually... Hey, it was like the end, and we already see the guy we went to see. So we come in, we actually get a free heal, and we get a new sword. Take this sword. So this is the 4th level sword of the game, the Banded Slayer. We're not going to equip it right now. We'll equip it right as we get to the boss. And I'll tell you why, because again, we're still not taking that much damage, so just kind of damage boosting through things is still no big deal. And we don't want to go into the menu that often. These still particular enemies can still die, so it's like no big deal. And one more room, I believe. Alright. So there's the Harpy. Go to our equipment, and we're going to equip the Banded Slayer and the Power Ring. And as soon as she stands still, good grief, I missed that one completely. So I used a little more ring power than I wanted to, but thankfully, 2 things happen. One, whenever you defeat a boss, your ring gets automatically unequipped. And 2, whenever you kill an enemy, you get 1 ring power back. So, with any luck, I should have a full ring by the time I get to the next boss. So ring power drains over time. Your power ring and your defense rings are a little slower. Time ring and heal ring are both a little more, and the protect ring gets drained really quickly. Alright. So we're going to be coming up on the final boss of this dungeon really quick as well. You know, I forgot how this game was even played casually, to be honest. It's like, this game feels so short, but it's like, I just remembered it's a really grind-heavy game, evidently. Because these guys don't give a lot of experience. Or money, for that matter. Alright, so you can actually equip the power ring if you want, but it's not necessary. Just jump and do a few slashes like that. If you're fast with your menuing, by all means go for it. If you got tired, achy, nausea, upset stomach, indigestion, thumbs like I do, then, you know, just do that. I mean, we're not going for world record pace here, right? If you were expecting world record pace at this run from me, I'm sorry. I probably should have come with a disclaimer at the beginning of the day. Results not guaranteed, or typical. Results not typical. Alright, so we're stuck with our arch rival for this game. We'll be fine. It's just a cave-in. Our friend Doggy here. Dogi, I think it's pronounced. I call him Doggy. Because he kind of follows us around like one. Alright. So, let's see. More cutscene, yada yada. There's not really a whole lot to say about this game for the first half or so. Because it's just damage boost, kill monster. Damage boost, kill boss. Damage boost, kill boss. Get the heal ring. That will come in handy. Hopefully it won't come in handy because I don't want to have to use it. And we'll go straight to the next dungeon. And that's the reason we actually went to the shop in the last time, because we would have had to backtrack. So this is where the difficulty spikes. We're actually going to be making a safety save now. I'm actually going to be making it before I actually enter, before I actually go down the stairs. And by the way, one of the best tracks in the game. Oh. Wait a second. Is this not saving? Okay, it is saving. Okay. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that was close. So these things actually, as you can see, that was one hit I took, and these things can actually hit quite hard now. This is where the fence ring actually can... Ooh, that was actually quite a lot of luck. This is where the fence ring actually can play a vital role. And actually, I am going to save again because I am actually really good on... HP. One hit by those spikes on the floor right there and you die. Those axes that come down from the statues deal a ton of damage. All the monsters here deal a ton of damage. You are no longer invincible. You are very, very squishy now. You do get some new armor here and new equipment overall. You still thankfully can destroy things easily enough, so the gold knights are the ones that you want to worry about the most. I'm going to be making plenty of safety saves just because I do not want to use the herb. Of course, again, if you're going for PB or world record, you're not going to be making these saves. And where I'm so rusty, I don't want to have to risk anything. I don't want to use my ring power, and I don't want to use my harb. But I think I'm pretty safe for the most part, as long as I don't do anything silly. Jump over those. Gold knights are good, and this will give me the battle shield. Well, battle shield will give me a significant defense boost, but we're not going to equip it just yet. Alright, thank you. Ooh, that was close. That was closer than I'd like. So we'll save again here. Again, I'm playing a little chicken right now. Alright, so we meet our good friend Simon Belmont. Equip the ring, equip the shield, duck, and... Come on. There we go. So, as you can see, it's now taking a bit longer to kill him, and I didn't want to take that much damage because you can see how long it actually takes to restore our HP. But we have the battle shield equipped now, so we should be taking less damage from those mobs, but... And by the way, I don't know if I shouted out earlier, but shoutouts to the best music in the game. Okay, actually second best. I'll tell you the best music in the game coming up. Again, spikes. Spikes are bad. Okay. Alright, so get rid of those. Again, the green ones aren't so bad, but again, especially with the next boss coming up, ooh, those guys love to charge. And love that down stab. You learned that one from Link. Aim for the legs. Yes, basically that's how you want to do that. That's basically the way you, for any of these last bosses, you want to go. Oh, I forgot he was there. You just want to kind of aim for the legs and hope for the best. Spikes go away. Alright, so you need to kill him first in order to break this barrier up ahead. Yep. There we go. That's better. And theoretically, you actually don't need to pick up the shield or this... I got hit. I got caught up. You don't need to pick up the shield or the battle armor here, but you gotta be really good, and I don't think I've seen too many cases outside of tasks where you don't pick up either of those. Alright. So again, we're gonna take it safe because I don't want to lose that much time. Yeah, if I had jumped there, I would have been skewered. I could have gone, but... Alright, so again, we'll save. No, I said we'll save. Alright, so this is the Fire Doge. So we're going to go ahead and equip the armor, equip the power ring again. And this is actually quite a tricky fight. This is another... Okay, this is... You want to kind of jump over him and downstab the hindquarters of him. This is actually the point where if you need to use your herb, now is the best time to do it. The reason being is that you can actually get a free one coming up soon. And I am going to say right now, this is the best music in the game. It's just a shame you don't hear much of it. I say it every time, it's only because I'm such a stickler and such a fan of harpsichord music. Probably why Lurch was like my favorite Addams Family character. Because he could just play that harpsichord. Alright. Get in there, thank you. And... that's all we really hear. We hear like the first few measures. So we're gonna see these enemies again. And now look at it. These I was so afraid to take a hit from at the beginning of the game, and now they're doing, or beginning of the dungeon, and now they're just doing 1 damage to me. Alright. Doors shut tightly, I'm aware. Go get the key. Make another safety save, because again, I don't trust myself right now. So, we got one more boss coming up. And... so you can kind of position yourself right here, equip the power ring, duck, and just stab, and you should be fine. And that's actually your best spot to do it. You can do it without getting hit. Very much banger alert. Alright, so we got a dungeon key, so we actually got to go back before we can move forward. We actually got to open the dungeon door that we actually just saw. And I'm actually saying actually quite a lot. I think it's actually like my third favorite word. Actually. Get in there. Oh, I realize that. Alright, so talk to this guy. So if you actually do use your harp, you can talk to the guy to the left there, and he will give you one for free. Since I have not used it, I don't need to. Ideally, you don't want to use it until the final boss. Ideally, you don't want to use it at all, but it happens. So we are coming to a place where a lot of the runners like to call the land where input's forgotten. The clock tower is infamous for eating inputs. And jumps, yeah, like that. Jumps are very scary. Uh, so, because of it, what you need to do is you kind of need to jump and then move. But it's an easy. Hey, you wanna open it? Thank you. Wow, he wasn't opening it. Then yeah, this is a really good track. So we need the protect ring. That is practically a necessity for the final boss. And so yeah, I'm not taking any chance because it's very easy not only to take a lot of damage here, but to make a wrong step. So here's our flame sword. So this is the strongest sword in the game. So now we've got the best equipment. We've got all our equipment in the game now. So that is pretty much we're all set. I've done way too much damage there. Oh crap. Alright, so we're actually going to make one more save here. This is probably the toughest jump in the game. We need to time this right. Oh, I missed it. So if we miss, rather than wait, what we do is we load. And try again. And I'm missing that jump again. It's actually quicker to load than to... there we go. That's a very tough jump. So the rest of the way actually is a bit unforgiving too. But yeah, this is... inputs are very much lost in this dungeon. And one wrong step and you end up at the bottom of the floor. The music is great, but thankfully we're safe. Okay, so we're okay. And we get one more of these last guys. We're gonna put the flame sword here. And we're just gonna stab at him, and we're going to the final part, the final boss of this dungeon. Now the question remains. I should have probably looked at the map of the final dungeon before anything. And I gotta save before I get too close. 1, 2, 3, we'll save here. Alright, yada. So we're gonna get... that's a little too close, I think. That's way too close, but we'll try. Okay, so, no. I got a little too close to him. And that kind of pushed me right in, so... yeah, okay. There we go. My buttons were not working. Very fun. So we'll get here. Alright, flame sword, power ring. Go for it. So putting yourself here, you actually get right... oh, that was actually a good spot. There we go. You actually spawn right where we need to. You actually get right between him and the lightning, and you don't get hit by anything. Alright, so while this is doing this... so we get a bunch of cutscenes at this point. Map real quick because I don't remember anything. Alright. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. Alright, before I actually can go anywhere though, I need to recharge my ring power and I need to buy the necklace. As you can see, I'm maxed out on gold again. And I need to talk to the mayor, I believe, as well again. Alright, so we'll go to the item store one more time. This is actually what caused me a race one time, was I forgot to recharge the power ring. Or, excuse me, to recharge my ring power. So for 50,000, we'll get the necklace. So what the necklace does is, when we run out of HP, it automatically refills. Very handy against the final boss. We don't want to use it against the next final boss, because that would be not good. If I do that, I will probably load the game. So here, the mayor will give us an item that will help in the next dungeon, which we will not use, but it helps casually anyway. The Fire G-Wall. I love the misspellings in this game. Alright, so we are actually on the final stretch of this game. Going to the final dungeon, the Dark Maze. I hear darkness like, oh, sleep. Sleep sounds good. My apologies for not being my normal chipper self. It's like, what time is it? It's like, censored o'clock. Insert your own curse word there at this point. Alright. So now that we have everything, this opens. And I am going to save here in case I mess up. So I'm not going to use the fire jewel to do anything. I'm actually, I believe I know the way. Alright, so we'll take this skeleton out. And this one, I believe, will turn around. Yes, okay. We walk this way, talk this way. This one. These guys take quite a bit to kill, but if you get hit, it's actually, they do quite a bit of damage. Alright, so... Okay. And we use this, we use the falling animation to kind of determine where we are. And... Okay. I believe I'm in the right spot now. Ooh, he did hit me. He hit me a couple times. This could be bad. Alright, we're gonna see how this goes. I do have an herb. I get the heal ring too, but I don't want to use it. If worst comes to worst, I'll just reset the dungeon, but that was bad getting hit twice like that. Nope, that's bad. Alright, I am gonna load. Unfortunately, I need that necklace. Alright, that was unfortunate. Getting hit twice by that skeleton was not good. I could have done once, but not twice. Oh, that was bad. Like I said, I need that necklace for the final boss. And that is not the final boss. Else I would have just said let it go, but... Oh yeah, I can do that. I may just make small safety saves again. I don't want to have to do this entire dungeon again. Up here, there's one at the top of the stairs. Fall down the pit, hold left, 1, 2, down some stairs, okay, save again, there we go. Yeah, you got me once again, alright, we'll try once. Hopefully this will suffice this time. Power ring. No, that is not going to suffice. Oh, maybe it will. Okay, it did. Okay, phew. The power ring went on a little too long, so I'm minus 15 on my ring power, but we should be fine. We should be fine. Alright, so we're coming up on the final boss, who I will say is not fun at all. But we have the serum, we have the herb, we have the necklace, so we have plenty of ways to heal. It's just a matter of if I can actually play this right, and also remember to save. But I got plenty of ring power, so there's no reason we can't finish this. If it takes me a couple tries, it'll be one thing. Oh yeah, they're brother and sister. I forgot about that. The blonde guy and Elena there. There's a bit of lore for you. Alright. Alright, save. Yes, let's go. Here we go. Come over here a little bit, and the Manicus is going to drop down. We're going to change our equipment. Power ring and amulet. 1, 2, 3. Use up the amulet's charges. Wow, I'm not getting any hits off. So that's fine. Alright, that's good. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to rely on the necklace. And then I'm going to try and hit him as many times as possible with the power ring without getting inside his own hitbox. And I'm going to get this ready real quick. Use this up. Alright, so that's a little low for me, so I'm going to start going to the serum and the protect ring. Protect ring gives me complete immunity. As long as he stays still. The serum gives me 30 per charge, and I got 3 charges. And I only need to use one. I didn't actually technically need to use any. So, I did not need to use any of the serum, but that is the final boss. It's not time yet, though. Whew. That was actually not a bad fight. I actually got quite a bit of hits in with the power ring. You want to get as many hits in with the power ring as possible before switching to the protect ring. Again, though, you could see how fast the protect ring was draining my ring power. So you get more cutscene, and that's basically what the rest of this is a bunch of cutscene. You defeated the great evil yet again. I was gonna say, didn't they make an anime of Ys, if I recall correctly? I thought I remember watching it, or starting to. One thing, I mean, I love the soundtrack of this game. I wish Yuzo Koshiro would have done part of this one like he did in the first one, but you can't have it all. Whew. That was something. Not bad for being entirely rusty. There is an anime, I thought so. I thought I wasn't dreaming. And we're just gonna jump up to the second story window because, hey, we're Superman. Don't need to talk to anybody. Yeah, we're going. It's like, are you really gonna let him leave? He's your love. And it's like, what love? He's like, I didn't even do anything. It's like, good friend. He's a good friend. And he's just gonna walk off to his next adventure, because that's what Adel does, and Dogi's gonna follow him. And coming up in time. Sorry for the short warning, but there is time. And that is Ys 3 for the Sega Genesis. and very, very glitch heavy, but definitely at the very end, it's definitely your palms definitely get sweaty at the end of it, with how difficult and how execution heavy it is.
53-23, by the way.
50. Oh, I was underestimating. Like, I usually give it a very generous estimate just because of how rusty I usually am with this run in particular, and how many times. I think I had to load a couple times as well, and how many safety saves I made because I was afraid of how bad it was going to be. So, not bad. I was still underestimating. That's what I was hoping for anyway. So, other than that, and you know, also being almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, good grief! What insane human being would run a game this early? Who's next on the list anyway?
Yeah, next up we have Hashtag with Contra Hardcore.
Oh, bless his heart for running that one. Just put it that way. That's a tough game. That is tough. He's got some real skill to run that one. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell everyone out there, thank you for staying up and keeping me company tonight and watching this run. I hope you enjoy the rest of Blast the Process, and support all the runners that have contributed, and all the staff, and I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful evening, night, morning, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Starbird. That Ease 3 run. And yeah, next